A certain missionary had challenged his church members to make a sacrifice for the cause of God. Not long after, when visiting one of the poorest families in the church, he could not believe his eyes. He noticed that the eldest son was pulling the plow instead of the only ox the family once owned. When the missionary asked, "Where is the ox?" he was surprised by the answer. "We sold it so we could give an offering for the new place of worship to God." The missionary couldn't hold back the tears as he grasped the enormity of the family's sacrifice. In 2 Corinthians 8, Paul presents the Macedonian church as an example to teach the principles of true faithfulness. Macedonian Christians lived in extreme poverty and faced persecution for believing in the Lord Jesus. Many under similar conditions would operate in a self-preservation mode, but not the Macedonians. The Macedonians' faithfulness teaches us the following principles. First, temporal limitations do not mean spiritual limitations. The Macedonian example eloquently teaches a valuable lesson to those in the church who are called to serve the Lord in poverty. We look at our condition and ask ourselves, can we still give something to the Lord as poor as we are? Some of our people may be experiencing financial trials and challenges. Still, the strong example of the Macedonians silences all our excuses until we are forced to confess that our selfishness and self-preservation mode prevents us from giving generously to the cause of God. Second, they had understood the great gift of God's grace before giving themselves to God. By nature, we are self-centered and not capable of giving generously. In the same way, before giving freely to God's cause, we must find God's grace in the person of Jesus Christ and then give ourselves entirely to Him. Understanding His sacrifice on the cross for us will touch the invisible strings of our hearts and melt our selfishness. When Christ owns our hearts, He also owns our wallets and purses. By going to God's presence, we are strengthened to do what is necessary. As we return, tithe, and promise regular and systematic offerings, may we put our desires last and God first.